Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. This is Laura Lynn of the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. We are working on block number 7, a smooth sailing. Here we go, right there. That's the one we're going to be working on. We have 3 more blocks to do in our 9 block series, and like I said, this is number 7. So what I have done, I've taken some really, it's more like carpet or upholstery fabric. Anyways, I found a nice cool brown in my selection, so I made my boat out of that. I did not fold over the edge and press for the applique because this is not going to fray. So when I stitch it down, it's going to be okay. And it's got a little bit of like a coating on the back or stiffener, so I didn't bother putting any foundation piecing on it. But you certainly can if your piece is floppy. Okay. So what I've done is I've cut all my pieces out. These are my little sails. Okay, there's one little sail here, and then this, I chose this to be my flag. It's blue flag here with a little pirate thingy on it. I can't draw a little pirate face that small, so it's a purple one. And then I have all my 3 little buttons that you want to place on your sailboat after it's finished. Okay, you're going to have to hand stitch those on, okay? So what I've taken is my piece A, and I have folded the bottom under and folded it this way, this being the right side out, and I've tucked it in between the sail mast, I guess, is the thing that holds the sails up, that thing. So I'm going to stitch here, making sure I've got those raw edges inside that, like to enclose it, right? And I'm going to make sure before I do this to do my little flag, and it's going to go right up in this spot right here, okay? And then you're just folding it and make sure you're enclosing those raw edges when you seam down. So we're going to get our little purple one done here. So I'm just showing you that's how I do it. I just cut and paste and, not paste, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you have to cut and piece pieces together. Like right here, I just used, the good old packing tape. Okay, and that was my template. And this has you going from here to here. Okay, and then we're going to turn it inside out the best we can. And then it wants you to press that seam side flat, so it's going to lay flat against the back of the block. Okay. So let's do this just right. And I just chose a randomly dark purple just to go along because I knew I was going to have to pick a couple colors here and a couple colors there to help make up the block, right? So. So that's that. Now I'm going to try and turn it inside out. I have a pencil here. That might help. Sometimes what am I thinking? Chopstick? Chopstick helps. Just kind of ease it out. Don't get all freaky on it. Just ease the corner out. Alright. And if you happen to have like a little like pirate fabric or something like that, and it's got a little flag on it, go ahead and cut it out. Okay. So, poke the corner out just a little bit more. Alright, so it wants you to make sure that seam right there is laying flat. So you're not going to actually see that. It should, because the block is very tactile, right? Or all the blocks. So you want to make sure that gets tucked into that little spot right there, and hopefully when we sew down we enclose it all. Okay, so come over here to the sewing machine and do a little sew. I prepped a little bit beforehand because it takes some time to do some of these blocks, put them all together. Okay, and I know you got other things to do, so I'll just show you the little lowdown of it. But I do appreciate you watching. I really, really do. Okay, don't forget to back stitch because you don't want all your hard work to come apart. Okay. Now, in theory, part of the sail should be in there and the flag at the top. I think we did okay. So, now we need to do the other sail, which is going to go stitched on this side in between this piece. Okay, well, let's go flat that way. There we go. So we'll have to do that one next, okay? So just lay it out. I find it easier just to keep things right in front of me so I don't get confused. Shiny object and all. Okay, so take my pins out. So there's my fabric. I'm just going to fold up the edge. Do like a little finger press. Okay. Just like that. And then take that and fold it right in half, matching those corners. Just like that. Okay. And then up on the side to the top. And you're going to make sure that this is going to get sewn inside here. And I guess the one's a little lower than the others, so I'll have to make sure to line up this bottom edge of the sail. This one right here. Sorry, my hands are in the way. This one right here. Try and line that up so when flipped over, it's the same size or on the same line. Okay, at least we don't have to worry about a flag this time, but we're going to have to pin that down because he really wants to stand up at attention. Okay, come here. Of course, I'm going to grab a dull needle. All right. And when making the mask, there is a tiny, tiny little piece that you have to add of white fabric at the top. Do include that. I was like, I don't really need it. Sometimes, I tell ya, I am my worst enemy. Okay. Just holding down that fold because I want to make sure it's getting all in there. And don't forget to pop a couple of pins. Make sure everybody's staying where they're supposed to be staying. Okay. Line up your bottom edge that you have for your mast. I mean, you could use blue, you could use whatever you like, but you know, I was trying to use my purple and my white and my black and keep it all consistent. Okay, so line that all up. Give it a little sew all the way down. Okay. Make sure it's nice and straight. Take your pins out as you go. Do not sew over your pins. Sewing machines do not like it. Okay, that's the end of that. Now, in theory, we should have our sails and our little flag. That's not pinned down. Okay. So there we go. Okay. And then these will get tacked down once we make the boat. So let's add this to the bottom now. Okay. We don't want to include, they should be far away from the seam, so no problem. So you pop in some pins, go ahead. Remember to lay this mass seam in on itself because it's black. You don't want it being to the outside because then you'll see that. It's a shadow. We don't want that. Okay. Okay, now there's our bottom part, right? And now we're just going to put on our little boat and then float down the waves. Okay. So just stretch those out. You can iron this. Don't forget to iron it. Don't forget to iron all your blocks. I'm trying to save that step just so you can see the making of it faster. Okay. Now make sure for proper placement, you're just lining that boat up. Make sure it's on the water, like in the water, so it looks like it's in the water. But then it's also the tops of it are looking like it's on the horizon, like for the water to the sky. Okay. All right. So just pop in a couple of pins. Okay. Try and stay away from your edges. Try and get them right in the center. of where you need to go, because when you're appliquing all the way around, like I'm just going to do a zigzag stitch, but that I just want to be able to continuously go around. I think I maybe just fold these two up here so I don't even come close to possibly stitching them in. Okay, and then we're just going to go around. Just going to make them a little closer together. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way around. Okay. You have to stop and pivot. Don't forget, don't be afraid to. And just a little, make sure coming around those corners, that curve nice and even. Try and stop on the outside when you're doing your applique. Okay. And you have to shift and pivot. Make sure it's stopping on the outside. Just got attached to its mast. There we go. Get that one out. Let's get around the curve here. And when I stitch this up on the long arm, I'm going to put clouds in this background and put some waves, like the wind moving the clouds and stuff, right? Well, that's the idea, anyways. Alright, we are almost done. Don't forget to backstitch just a smidgy. Okay, grab your pins. Okay. And this is, if you like, I'm going to leave this just the way it is. It may be a little bit difficult for me to quilt afterwards, but I'll figure it out. I may have to just tack it down a smidgy, but I'll do that after I've quilted all under here first. So that could be a challenging block, but I certainly will accept it. So there we go. Okay, so there's our boat. Let's put a couple little pins here so you can see it. Okay, and then we have some little buttons. I chose black just like it had in the pattern, but they're in my collection. I had a couple of nautical buttons that I could have put up. One had an anchor on it, the other one had a little boat. I mean, you'd be creative, you know. And like I said, if you had any, you could put your initial or the initial that you're making the person the blanket for. You can put that up on the flag. That would be kind of cool. Or name the boat after them, you know. So those are just going to go on here. I don't think I could pin those. Maybe I can. Just so you can see. Hopefully it'll work. And that really is block number 7. Okay? I'm just going to hand stitch those on. Hopefully they'll stay while I show you. There we go. All done and ready to float on the high seas. Alright. Stay tuned for next week's block number 8, which is spin chimes. Spin to chimes? Yes, here we go. A couple of those half square triangles again, and a little bit of applique, but easy peasy. Just 2 colors, a flip, and we're good. Okay? So I'll see you next week for block number 8. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and tell all your homies. Thanks very much. See you soon.